let's begin today in child's pose. So making your way onto all fours. Bring the big toes to touch. Separate the knees nice and wide. Start to walk the hands forward. Separating the fingertips wide as you rest your forehead on the floor. If it doesn't quite touch, that's totally fine and normal. Just striving to reach the chest down to the mat. And if your hips are pretty far from your heels, it's a great place to put a block or a pillow underneath the glutes. And as you settle into your child's pose, begin to deepen your breathing. Nice, full, slow, controlled inhales and exhales for the next 30 minutes. And as you begin to connect with your breath, scan your body, scan your mind, check in on how you're feeling today. Acknowledging anything that comes up without judgment. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths together. So they'll be in through the nose, out through the mouth. So first exhale out any stale air. Big inhale through the nose, fill up. Exhale out the mouth, make a ha sound. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One more time, big inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth, let it go. And inhale, look towards your thumbs and then shift your weight into all fours, stacking hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. We're gonna move into puppy pose. So try to keep your hips exactly where they are and walk your fingertips forward. So this is a big shoulder opener. Once again, reaching the forehead and the chest towards the floor. This can be pretty intense. It's also a great place for a block or a pillow under the forehead if you'd like that support. And as you start to settle, stretching out the upper body, really try to soften your breathing, relax your upper body, and become present. You can stay with your arms straight ahead, or you can bend your left arm at the elbow, reaching your left hand for your right elbow, making a little bit of a figure 4 shape with your arms. And you can rest your forehead on your left forearm, or you can rock it to the side. So this left side of your face is resting on your arm, if that's okay on your neck. For a slightly different stretch, you're welcome to close your eyes. Keeping the hips over the knees. And if you took the bend with the left arm, straighten it out, reach the fingertips forward, switch sides. So bend the right elbow, right hand reaches for the left elbow. Resting the forehead on the right forearm, or you can rock your head looking off to the left. Noticing the change in sensation. Continue to breathe. And if your right arm is bent, reach the fingertips forward. And then one palm at a time, walk yourself back to tabletop, nice and slow. And when you get here, keep your gaze down between your thumbs, really separate the fingers wide, keeping the hips about the knees hip width distance. Inhale, lower the belly, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, cat-cow. Inhale, lower the belly. Lift up through the heart, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, suck your abdominals in, round it out. One more time. Inhale, lower and lift. Exhale, round it all out. Coming to a flat, neutral spine. Tucking your toes under, pressing back into downward facing dog. So really gently straighten out the legs, press the hips up and back, pedal out the feet left and right. Pressing firmly into the palms. Noticing your breath. Notice where you might be tight today. And see if you can relax and soften with every exhale. And slowly take a walk to the top of your space, 1 foot at a time. When your hips are stacked over your ankles, take a generous bend in your knees. You can reach for opposite elbows here for ragdoll. Take a moment to really relax the head, neck, and shoulders. So let the crown of the head fall towards the floor. Start to feel gravity take over. You can stay still. You can always rock side to side. Unclench the jaw. Keep the gaze nice and relaxed. And if you're rocking side to side, come back to center. Let's just shake our head yes and no a couple times. And then release the hands down to the mat. Step your right foot right between your hands and bring your left leg back behind you, coming into a low lunge. So bring the left knee to the floor and tuck the back toes. Hands frame the right foot. We're pressing our hips forward. You can keep the hands on the ground, or to deepen the stretch, you can press the hands on the thigh or maybe reach them up and back for a little bit of a back bend. Just being really mindful what feels best for you tonight. Since this is more of a deep stretch, feel free to take it easy. As you hold this nice deep hip opener, listen to your breathing, take control, slow it down. And if your arms are extended overhead, bring them back down to frame the right foot. Tuck your left toes under. We're going to move into a wide pyramid pose. So we're going to shift the weight back into that left leg. You can hop it up a couple feet and then start to hinge from the hips, folding over your right leg. Trying to keep your hips square, not letting one side start to open up. And it's completely okay to bend your front leg, whatever you need to get the stretch. As you start to open, you can play with straightening it, but always being mindful and cautious not to cause any harm. And then if your leg is straight, take a little bend into it. Step your left foot forward, and then we'll switch it on the other side. So right leg steps to the back of your mat. Lower the knee to the floor, untuck your right toes, and start to press the hips forward. Taking a moment to make sure your left knee is tracking right over your left ankle. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. letting this be all about the hips. And wherever you put your hands on the other side, try to mirror that. So if you lifted them up, feel free to lift the chest. Just noticing the subtle differences from side to side. And if your arms are reaching up and back, lower them to frame the left foot, moving back into that pyramid pose. So tuck the right toes under, straighten out the back leg, maybe bring it in a couple feet or keep it wide. Back toes are at a 45-degree angles, left toes are pointed forward, and we're hinging over our left leg. So once again, taking whatever bend you need. There should be a nice intense leg stretch on the left. Take one more inhale. One last exhale in the pose. And then step your right foot to the top of your mat, bend your knees, coming back down onto your seat. Let the knees fall open, bring the soles of the feet together for a butterfly stretch. And you can bring the feet as far or as close away from the body as is comfortable for you. So we're gonna sit tall on our sit bones, reaching for the ankles, and start to hinge forward at the hips, using the elbows to help open the knees. Once again, relaxing the upper body. You can start to round the spine here to make this more of a calming posture. Maybe the forehead touches the feet. You can place a pillow or a block here as well. And slowly begin to lift up from this forward fold, moving into a seated twist. So we are gonna bring our left leg down in front of us with the knee pointed forward and step the right foot up and over. So the right ankle is on the outside of the left foot, left ankle is back by the seat. We're gonna place the right hand at the base of the spine. Inhale, reach the left arm up. On exhale, take a twist. So the left elbow can be on the inside of the thigh, or you can wrap your arm around your leg. And if this is ever too intense, you can straighten out your left leg, taking off some of the pressure. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist, looking over your right shoulder. And carefully unwinding, and we'll keep our left leg where it is, so either bent or straight ahead. We're gonna take our hands and reach for the bottom of the right foot. Step it right in front of that right hip, and then begin to straighten the leg in front of you. So once again, completely okay to keep the knee bent. Just playing with the resistance to intensify that stretch, trying to sit tall and breathe. Take one more inhale. And exhale, slowly bend the right knee, bringing it to the mat. Take that left foot over to the side, but keep it bent, and then extend the right leg forward. So you're in that figure four shape with the left foot against the right inner thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hinge from the hips once again, reaching for your right foot. Striving to bring your forehead towards your right knee. Shoulders relax, face relax. And slowly begin to lift your upper body up. We'll do that on the other side. So this time, right leg goes down first. So bend the knee, point the knee forward, left leg steps up and over the right leg. You can stay here, or if this is too much, you can extend that right leg forward. So left hand at the base of the spine. Inhale, reach the arm up. Exhale, take a twist to the left, sitting tall. Maybe looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Last one, inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist. And slowly unwind back to center, keeping the right leg bent or straight ahead. Begin to interlace your hands underneath your left foot, making that little basket with the fingers, and begin to straighten the left leg up. So continue to ground down into your sit bones. Straightening it, your left leg only as far as your flexibility allows. So be kind and let yourself bend if you need that. Always knowing both sides are always going to be different, and that's totally okay. Slowly take a bend into the left knee, bring the left foot to the floor. Press the right knee out to the side. Left leg extends forward, right foot to the left inner thigh. Inhale, sit up tall and reach up. Exhale, take a forward bend, reaching for the left foot, the calf, whatever's accessible. Head goes heavy. And nice and slowly start to lift yourself out of the stretch, separating your feet wide for a wide-legged forward fold. So feet out to opposite corners, toes pointing up, knees pointing up. Take an inhale, arms sweep overhead, and then exhale, forward fold. So you want to keep your toes up and your knees up. So that means you don't fold very far. That's completely normal. Feeling the inner thigh stretch. Maybe come down to the forearms. Great place for pillows or blocks underneath the forehead. Trying to soften with every exhale. And on your next inhale, let's slowly start to come up. Bring the legs back together and then make your way onto your back. Bending the feet flat to the floor, reach the arms forward, slowly coming down one vertebrae at a time. And as the upper body touches down on the floor, bend the knees towards the chest, reaching for opposite elbows or grabbing onto your shins. Soft gaze on the ceiling, pressing your spine completely flat, maybe rock side to side. Option to draw little circles, grabbing a hold of the knees. Using your body weight to give your low back, your spine some love. And if you found some movement, come back to stillness. Bring the feet flat to the floor. Moving into pigeon on our back. So right leg will stay where it is. Left leg bends up and over. So left ankle resting on the right inner thigh. You can stay right here, or to intensify the hip stretch, you can lift the right leg off the floor. So shin is parallel, either grabbing behind the right thigh or maybe on top of the right shin. Using your upper body to pull the leg closer to the chest, however intense you want to make it today. And if your right leg is lifted, slowly bring it back down to the mat. And carefully uncross your leg. Left foot plants down. Right leg bends up and over, opening up the hip. You can stay right here, or for a slightly more intense stretch, lift that left leg off the mat. Interlace all 10 fingers either behind that left thigh or on top of the left shin. Checking back in on that breathing. If your left leg is lifted, begin to lower it to the mat. As it comes to the floor, uncross the right leg. Bring both knees back into the chest. Wrap your arms around them, give them a little squeeze. Maybe a rock side to side. For a supine twist, we're gonna bring both legs over to the right, keeping them bent. Extending the arms either out to a T, or you can make a cactus shape, a goalpost shape, feeling a slightly deeper chest opener. Gaze can look up or over to the left. You're welcome to close your eyes. And if your legs aren't quite touching the floor, another wonderful place to put some blocks or some pillows. As you relax into the deep twist, try to press both shoulder blades onto the floor if you can. Let's begin to come out of the twist. So bring the head back through center, bringing the legs back through center. Give them a quick squeeze. And then lower both legs over to the left. Arms can reach out to the sides, or once again, you can bend them. Looking up, looking off to the right. Maybe close down the eyes. And let's begin to unwind. So bring the head back through center. Lift both legs back and into the chest. Separate the knees nice and wide so they're on the outsides of your ribs. Flex the feet up towards the ceiling. Happy baby. So you can grab behind the thighs or maybe to the outside edges of the feet. Our final pose before Shavasana. So if you need to get out any movement, you can rock side to side. You can straighten one leg, straighten the other. And when you're ready, bring the feet together, bring the knees together. Give yourself one last final squeeze. We'll set up for our final resting posture. We'll hold it a little bit longer today since this is more of a restorative practice. So find your ultimate comfort position on your back. So legs can be out wide. You can make a diamond with your legs. Let the knees fall in together. Whatever shape you choose, close your eyes. Let the palms face up. And take these last few moments to completely and fully relax. Finding stillness in both the body and the mind. And if you have the time, you are welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. If you want to begin to reawaken the body, just start to bring little movements back into the fingers, the toes, the neck. Start to roll the wrists and roll out the ankles. Extend the toes forward, bring the ankles to touch, reach the fingers overhead. Take a full body stretch. Bring both knees into your chest, rolling over to your favorite side. You can make a pillow with your bicep. Resting in fetal pose for a breath before making your way up to a seat. Closing your eyes, sitting cross-legged or kneeling. Sitting tall, lifting the chest. Keeping the hands on the knees, or you can bring your hands to heart center, thumbs against the chest, bowing the head forward. Let's end with one deep cleansing breath together. So exhale out. any stale old air. Biggest inhale of class through the nose. Exhale, let everything go. Take a moment of gratitude for your amazing bodies for letting you practice tonight. Thank yourself for finding the time to rest and restore your body and mind. We'll bow forward together. Namaste.